All right, all together now. Happy birthday to you.
I thought we were doing the Next Wave theme song.
No, see, that's copyrighted. You know.
How are you going to tell me we're singing the Next Wave theme song and then pull in with this happy birthday stuff?
Happy birthday, Next Wave. Minor miscommunication here, but it is the 40th anniversary, as you can see, of Zanadu Comics. The best comic book shop in Seattle, obviously.
Duh.
Clearly, duh. Yeah, it has been 40 years since Perry Plush decided to open his doors and sell comic books to the frenzied masses of Seattle, and we're all very thankful for that. And as usual, on a Wednesday, what will we have for you besides new comic books? Well, this week is very, very special. Not only do we have new comic books, not only are all three of us here, but we will have cake, comic books, and these t-shirts.
What?
Which, if you're lucky enough, maybe Perry will give you one, maybe not, but you know, you're probably gonna have to pay for it because it's Perry. But that's okay. We all gotta eat. But yeah, the artwork here is by Dimi Macheras. Very, very nice, very, very cool. And yeah, so we'll be doing that all day. Come in, get some free cake, some free grab bags of comics, in addition to the shiny new awesomeness. And we will start with Mr. Morgan over there at the end.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool,
you.
sure, why not? Over at Image here, we have the return of one of my favorite recent creator-owned titles. This is Rumble by John Arcudi and James Herron, and Dave Stewart, of course, can't leave him off. They're a frequent team for BPRD. John Arcudi's been writing it for, like, eons now.
Right, he's got to be writing that shit for like 10 years now.
Must be. James Herron's bringing, like, the same hugeness you would expect out of the Hell on Earth storyline from BPRD to this. Giant monsters everywhere, tiny monsters that turn into giant monsters, and then he brings it all back down to earth with really amazing cartooning on the characters who, you know, the main character is just this scrawny kid who's kind of a jerk and kind of sucks, but, you know, he's got a good heart, kind of. Even though he totally, like, bailed out on the main character. But, you know, he's got issues. Complex.
Who doesn't? Mr. Will?
Me?
Me? I think you have issues.
I got a lot of issues.
If there's any issues, it is certainly...
It's not just a great birthday, it is the 50th anniversary of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Whoa! Don't yield! Back S.H.I.E.L.D!
Don't yield! Go with S.H.I.E.L.D. This is a all-star packed issue. Not only do you have Mark Waid telling a great cross-time story of Agent Phil Coulson meeting the original Nick Fury Sr., but you have Kirby. You have Steranko. You have beautiful visions for them. You've got lots of great stories. You've got the return of Doom. Like, I'm stuck on Secret Wars. Dum. I feel like a dum-dum for saying Doom. But Dum Dugan and the all new Howling Commandos that are coming soon. And plus, a great character who I think, she can't be in the movies, but maybe she could be on Agent Carter, Contessa Valentina.
Oh, I love her. She's
Hello?
So cool.
Can we get her on Agent
Man.
Can we get her on Agent Carter? But anyway, jam-packed issue. Happy birthday, Perry, and happy anniversary to S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, dude. She's one of my favorite characters from the whole Steranko.
I think we have a consensus here.
Yeah,
Marvel Studios,
needs some
Jeff Loeb.
Contessa.
There you
and
go.
she took over S.H.I.E.L.D. for a little while too, which was really cool. Continuing the BPRD Hellboy Dave Stewart vibe, we have Hellboy in Hell returning finally with issue number 7, done by Mr. Mike Mignola and colors by Dave Stewart. And, you know, Hellboy's always cool. You know, you know what you're getting with Hellboy. This issue, though, Mike Mignola's really pulling out the stops. And not only is he giving you this awesome gothic atmosphere of hell, and not only does he draw characters in the panels, he puts backgrounds, too, in the same panel, in color. Oh my god, it's been a while, really. But truly, this is some really great stuff. Hellboy, as you know, is dead, and has really not been, his luck hasn't changed since he's died. In fact, it's probably gotten worse in hell. But what do you expect? And the poor guy, he spends all this time fighting against his own inner demons and other demons and all these crazy demons or whatever, and he still ends up in hell?
With more demons.
With more demons? What kind of crap is that? What kind of payoff is that? So, poor Hellboy, down on his luck as usual, but absolutely gorgeous. Number 7, the return of Mike Mignola to Sequential Comics.
And another return over here. Another Image series coming back from hiatus after their first trade dropped. This is the 7th issue of They're Not Like Us. It's written by Eric Stevenson, the publisher and largely the man responsible for the huge boom in creator-owned titles over at Image. Drawn by Simon Gain, who really does a great job drawing all these teenagers. awesome job with clothes and everything. They all like look like they're actually wearing clothes instead of just like, you know, painted on outfits.
Right. Like your art?
Yeah.
I mean, what? I'm sorry, I was coughing, you know.
Wow, I was gonna like tell them what this book is about and everything, you know, maybe try and sell it a bit, but
no more
cool.
cake for you.
Go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna stick the beast on him. The number of the beast. E is for extinction. This is another Secret Wars tie-in, and basically Chris Burnham and Ramon Villalobos pick up the Grant Morrison era of New X-Men and pretty much give it a shot of heroin. I don't know what, but I mean, it just takes it to the whole. If you like that crazy, bizarre era where you had Magneto, you had Quentin Quire as craziest, you had all these weird mutants. This is it. It's a weird thing with the what he's done with the Emma Frost, and of course, all the beasts you could ever think of from era have all come in.
Even Kelsey Grammer?
Exactly. I think there's a Kelsey Grammer beast
God,
in there
gosh.
somewhere. Yeah, and there's some weird thing going on with the hive mind, the Stepford cookies.
Oh, is it ever not
It's
weird
really
with
cookie.
them?
Oh, dude,
But
that's
yeah,
some dirty.
if you
weirdness.
love the New X-Men era, then this is a book for you. Just takes it to the whole crazy new level. Probably one of the most fun and strangest books of all the Secret Wars tie-ins.
That's a really funky cover too.
It
Yeah,
is.
some serious weirdness.
That's some beast action right there.
Yeah. And before I get into my next book, Morgan.
No, dude, I don't want to hear it.
Sorry.
Just talk about the comics, man.
Okay,
That's why
let's
we're
see
here.
how it is. God. Anyway, Craig Thompson
You can never go
returning
back.
after Blankets to bring you Space Dumplings. That's right, or Space Dumplings. Anyway, this is a bit of a different thing for Craig Thompson. He usually does, very kind of real world, very character driven stuff. And this is a bit more adult, and this is all ages adventure about a young girl whose father is basically gone missing on a hazardous job, lost in space, and she and a group of misfit adventurers will follow the trail and discover that her father is in deep, deep doo-doo, and she has to save him along with the entire universe. All color, $15. Look at the size of this thing. It is huge. But very, very awesome stuff. Really great, fun, all ages adventure space stuff. If you were digging Z to the Space Girl, definitely something to check out from Craig Thompson.
Wow, yeah, I would be really into that book if it wasn't sold to me by a total jerk.
I know, right? God.
Now, over at Black Mask here, we've got the 4th issue of We Can Never Go Home, with, a really long title like all superpowered teenage books should have, apparently. This is by Joshua Hood, or Kinlan? One of them is named Josh. Josh Hood, and is the artist. Written by, I don't know, he didn't even put his name here?
Rosenberg.
Okay, cool. Kinlan Rosenberg. This is the story of 2 kids who have superpowers. One of them definitely does. The other one, I'm slightly skeptical on that. Says he can kill people with his mind. He's only ever really shot people at this point.
Mind bullets.
Yeah, mind bullets. Right. He thinks and they come out of his gun. But they're on the run, basically, from the police, drug dealers that they've been stealing money from, mall security guards, and also some sort of shady government operation that may or may not have to do with their superpowers. It's a lot of fun. The first 3 issues are totally out of print. They've gone through multiple printings. It's gotten a bit of internet buzz over the few months it's been coming out, but it's been a really solid read so far, and definitely a good first showing from these guys.
We are Robin. Thank you, Howard, with the assist. I knew I could count on you. All jokes aside, this just kind of kicks ass. It's a whole new band of teenagers in Gotham City who are kind of fed up with the crime, and after everything that went on with Endgame, the Joker rise, zombie effect, and all these kids have gathered together. They have taken on the spirit of Robin. They've formed their own gang. They're trying to recruit Duke Thomas, who you remember from Batman Zero Year, and they're on a collision course with the all-new Batman. What happens when they meet Jim Gordon as the Mecha Batman? And we get more and more into the whole mystery of where Duke's parents are, and the guy who may or may not be the bad guy who might be behind the whole Robins thing. After all, really fun. A lot of a different group of artists seem to be rotating through here, and Lee Bermejo. Don't stick the Robins on me. Anyway, great fun. Awesome new addition to the Gotham cast.
And from Image Comics this week, the first trade of Runlovekill. First 4 issues brought to you by Eric Kinyette John Sue, and who's this third dude? And design and strange covers by Leonardo Olé. But this comic has been really, really cool. I just finished the first 4 issues here, and it follows a young girl, Rain, who, shady assassin past, trying to escape, Gutter City, rain, violence, guns, lots of weird forced perspective like Aeon Flux. This stuff is really cool. These weird, like, crazy tooth mech things, these are very bizarre. But this book is just filled with crackling energy. You open it up and it's just like, boom, takes off. But yeah, it's very cinematic, very, very fun. Only $10 and absolutely recommended. Runlovekill, very, very cool.
And I've got my last pick here, which is also the last issue of a series that has a very, very special place in my heart. This is Grindhouse Drive-In Bleed Out, number 8, Nebulina Part 2, also known as Le Voyage Fantastique de Veronique.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Alex DeCampi is going into a very specific corner of the exploitation genre here. It's basically porn. As you may have been able to tell from the cover, the great Milo Manara here doing, what he does. This is the story of 2 astronauts who, after their entire flight, crashes on a deadly planet. They get attacked by a giant monster, and then they're suddenly abducted by what look like a crossbreed of that angel dude from the Barbarella movie and, some straight-up aliens with big bug eyes. They take them to this spaceship where they're like, yeah, our master needs your help to start repopulating planets. And it turns out they basically just want them to, I can't say that on YouTube, except I probably could.
When you're older, Morgan will explain it to you.
That's going to be really awkward.
That will be, but he's better at it. He's a little softer. I'll be a bit too blunt, so I'm gonna let Morgan take that one.
Yeah, but anyways, if you're the type of person that is under the age of 18, or maybe doesn't like their exploitation movies with lots of naughty bits, avoid this book at all costs. But if you do like that stuff, otherwise I don't know why you'd be looking at this book, pick it up, buy it, love it.
I didn't plan this, but it kind of speaks for itself. Speaking of another kind of stroke. Bum. Deathstroke. Great action fun by Tony Daniel. We're coming up on the big finale of... I had to go there. I'm sorry. See, I'm not as innocent as you think I am.
Will, do you have a sordid past that we don't know about?
I'm older than the store, so what do you know? Come on. Anyway, Deathstroke is taking on Superman. Here's Slade just doesn't care. He will take on anybody. He's already took on Wonder Woman. He invaded Paradise Island. It's all about God Killer. He wants to kill a god. And now the Man of Steel says, what? So it's a big showdown with lots of cool, crazy, demonic forces from the Olympus. Oh, it's a showdown on Paradise Island. And a lot of fun with Deathstroke.
And my final pick is a double shot from Valiant this week. We have Ninjak and more Ninjak. Wah wah. The regular issue here sees the start of a new arc, number 6, written by Matt Kent, who also is putting out new management this week, the first and only issue, finishing up his glorious Mind Management series. But anyway, Ninjak, art by Raoul Allen on this part, with a backup by Steven Segovia, and this is the beginning of the Shadow Wars, where Ninjak has to hunt the Shadow 7. Which is probably going to be vicious and nasty, but Raoul Down does some really great pages in this, some really great action. Very, very impressed with this. And Matt Kent is also teaming up with Trevor Hairsine to bring you a tie-in to the Book of Death, which is Valiant's big crossover currently right now. And this is the last story of Ninjak. We're talking old, one-armed, cyber-arm Ninjak. Hell yeah. Very, very cool. Trevor Hairsine recently did Divinity, which was very nice, and I've always really enjoyed his things. But Valiant, you do cyber ninjas. Okay, yeah, I'm there. Totally. So, is that it for everybody?
That's it. So. I just want to say, I've been here 17 years this month, and so thank you to Perry and all the guys here at Xanadu. This is my geek home away from home, and you make everyone feel welcome. An awesome collection for any kind of comic book lover, and everybody always feels welcome. It's a great, awesome space. So happy birthday. Here's to 40 more.
That's right. So
when I become I want to get my X-Men comic books.
Right. You'll be
Where's
coming in
Storm?
Yeah, I'll be like, they don't.
Old
print
Man
them
Will is looking for his Old Man Logan.
I was gonna say, by the time you're that old, they're not gonna have it.
Yeah, they're not
Exactly.
gonna have comics. Yeah. Oh, so well, they'll be digital, whatever. But yeah, the future be
But they
what
won't
it may.
smell good.
No, they won't. They won't. But yeah, here's to another 40. Thank you again for watching.
Come on in.
Get some cake. Comics.